Hi, this is Monica. I'm here in Orange, California with the Devious Means.
I would describe our music as eclectic indie rock. All of our music fits underneath the genre of indie rock, but some of the songs skew a bit more pop. Some of them even have more of a folk vibe, and then some of them are really aggressive and hard-edged.
To be nominated for Orange County Music Awards was pretty cool, especially since there's a lot of other bands and musicians that we admire who were also nominated. So it's a pleasure to be on the bill with especially one of our best friend bands, Midnight Hour. And so it's just exciting, and it's cool that people actually like our music. So that is a huge affirmation to us to continue to do what we're doing.
Yeah, my parents put me in piano lessons in kindergarten. My kindergarten teacher was my piano teacher, and then just gradually was always around music, for better or worse, whether it was practicing at home, being forced to by mom and dad, or eventually started playing a lot with church and friends, and it just kind of grew from there.
For me, in my background, I was blessed to have my mom buy me a clarinet when I was in 5th grade and went through kind of the public school music system and learned clarinet and saxophone and trumpet, and had private music lessons and kind of had a lot of classical training in the early part of my career doing, my kid career I guess, doing orchestras and jazz bands in high school and marching bands and stuff. And then as far as singing, definitely church music was a huge just avenue where I could learn and sing, and now I'm in the Devious Means.
I'm also have a lot of background with music because of church. Our father's a pastor, and so I remember getting, I think we're both self-taught. I don't think we've either taken lessons, but I got my first guitar in 6th grade and then a drum set in 7th or 8th grade, and joined bands immediately and loved heavy metal and hardcore music. And Jason and I actually used to be in a band together. It was an instrumental kind of post-rock band that was a lot of fun. What we would do is our dad volunteered in this group where they would give food to the community for the poor, and I would sneak into the church sanctuary with pencils and play drums and practice drums until I finally got a drum set, so it was pretty cool.
My parents actually bought me a drum set in junior high, which I played and played and played, and my dad sat me down about 2 years later and said, "Megan, you're not a very good drummer." So how would you feel about trying bass? It's a lot less hand-foot coordination, but there's still rhythm involved, and so a couple years after that he bought me a bass and I started taking lessons, and played a little bit in college, played a little bit in church, a couple other bands before this one, and that's how I got to be playing bass. Okay, suck at drums.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I also started playing in church, self-taught, learning to play guitar, to play Christian worship songs and things like that. And but I think part of it took off. I'm 4 years younger than Chris, and so that obviously made him cooler than me because he could play musical instruments. And so I thought I would try that to try and be as cool as my big brother. And then also, I think having strong musical opinions in high school, I felt like I could validate those more and tell other people how much worse their musical preferences were than mine if I actually played instruments. So the better I got a guitar, the more I felt like my opinion that Green Day sucked was like way smarter, and like so yeah, so I think pretense was a lot of it.
I'd like to add something on that. Can I do that?
Yeah.
I should say, as a drummer, I didn't start taking drums seriously until I met Christopher at university, and he came up to me and asked if I wanted to be in a band. And then he started showing me these songs, and I had no clue about even what to do on the drums because it was so intricate. And
Well, I showed you the Locust.
that's true.
Yeah, Google the Locust, and that's what I showed him to say, hey, do you want to be in a band together? Yeah.
And so anyway, so he would have to sit behind the drum kit and show me what he had in mind for these songs, and that really did stretch my mind and thinking about the drum kit and how to approach the instrument. So a lot of my development actually comes back to him, which is kind of neat.
We were all friends before. Some of us knew each other in college. A few of us, I think the first time I met Jason, we had just started going through the band, but for the most part, we have a history of as friends, still even more so as band members.
And Chris and I are brothers,
Oh yeah.
so we've known each other for a while now.
It's true. every band has a worst show that you play, and every band has this show as sort of the, well, at least it's not the such and such show. And for us, that would be, we played at the Prospector, not on Halloween, but a couple of days prior to Halloween. And we decided, hey, let's dress up like, you know, for Halloween or whatever. Well, we got there and we were the only ones dressed up, and we just played horribly. And a lot of people who we haven't seen in a long time ended up showing up. We just sounded terrible.
We were superheroes.
Yeah, we tried to be superheroes.
Masks were in our faces, and
yeah, and
you had your underwear outside of your pants.
I was Quail Man from the Doug TV show on Nickelodeon, and that part of that costume is wearing your chonies over your shorts, and so and a giant Q on your shirt, which in the club, I'm just not going to comment further, but it was just for all of us, like, when we have kind of a rough night or we botch a song or something, we'll always kind of be like, well, it wasn't the Prospector. It wasn't as bad as the Prospector. So that would be our bad show. One of the new songs is mastered. It's on our SoundCloud page and on our Facebook page right now. It's called Whitmer. That's from the new album. It's produced, recorded, and lovingly crafted by us and Mr. Dallas Cruz. So it's a 6-song EP. And we got Kickstarter people to, we got people to donate us through Kickstarter for the new album. There's 6 songs, just like our first EP, and all of them kind of speak to our love of all kinds of music, and not just, you know, every song sounds like The Killers or every song sounds like, you know, fill in the blank. Like, it's a really diverse and interesting album. The first couple songs are really kind of, the production's really raw and gritty, and then there's a song where it's really clean and precise, and I can't wait to share it with people.
I was showing one friend when he got a hold of Whitmer off our new album, the one that's on our Facebook, and we were going for a couple of things pretty differently than our last EP, to get a lot more big room tones and more of that grit that Chris was talking about and things like that. And it was so great because I was talking to this guy, he's a musician also, and he's like, I love this song from the new album, and then fed back to me everything that we were going for in this album without me having told him, like, we were going for this. And so I was really excited. It felt like kind of mission accomplished for me with the new EP.
So we all kind of started thinking that this was just going to be kind of a fun project, and that we get together and jam a little bit. Even when we went and did our first EP, it was kind of like, wow, I can't believe we actually wrote songs that we believe in strong enough to put down on a disc. And so when we got the nomination for OCMAs, especially for the indie category, we're like, wow, like, people really do like our music. And I speak for myself, and I think for the rest of the band, when I say it's been like a very much of a oasis. I think we do a really decent job, and I might be jinxing ourselves here, of keeping it in perspective, and as long as we can, we'll be having so much fun and excited about every new song that comes along, and every day we'll see what happens.
For those of you guys who end up watching this in the future and you actually spent time watching this, thank you so much. It is a true joy to make music for people, and one thing that is the best part of being in a band is that music brings people together. And so I've had great friends growing up, and now I feel like I've increased the friends and relationships by thousands of people, because it's just such a blessing. So if you watch this, thank you so much. We appreciate your support and your love, and the fact that you like our music, and we hope that you'll like this next EP.
And if you're so inclined, it's at the Devious Means on Twitter and on Facebook. Facebook.com/the Devious Means. Just so you know.